Hello and Assalamualaikum everyone. Today we are going to present our lab case study. So the product that we choose is Cadbury. The first objectives of this lab case is to study the background of the company. Next, we would like to gain a better understanding of how chocolate Cadbury is processed and manufactured. Other than that, we would also like to learn about the quality of the product and investigate the role of management in the growth of commercial food production. And the last purpose of this lab case is to study the problems faced by the company.
Cadbury is a British multinational confectionery company fully owned by Mondelez International since 2010. The Mondelez International Company manufactures chocolate, cookies, biscuits, gum confectionery, and powdered beverages featuring famous brands such as Belvita, Oreo, Milka, Toblerone, and many more, including Cadbury. Known for its dairy milk chocolate and cream egg and roses selection box and many other confectionery products, Cadbury has become the second largest confectionery brand in the world after Mars. It all started in 1824 where a man named John Cadbury opened Bull Street shop where he sells cocoa and drinking chocolate made with cocoa beans imported from South and Central America in the West Indies. In 1831, with growing sales of cocoa and drinking chocolate, Cadbury decides to produce them on a larger scale. He rents an old warehouse in Crook Lane, Birmingham to use as a factory. Later on, in 1842, Cadbury already sells 16 kinds of drinking chocolate and 11 kinds of cocoa. To expand his business, in 1847, Cadbury rents a larger factory in the center of Birmingham in the Bridge Street. His brother Benjamin Cadbury joins him and the business becomes Cadbury's Brothers of Birmingham, then followed by John's sons, Richard and George. Fast forward to 1914, the dairy milk chocolate was the company's best-selling product. Cadbury, alongside Rowan-Street and Fry's, were the big three British confectionery manufacturers throughout much of 19th and 20th century. In 2003, Cadbury becomes the world's #1 confectionery company. Few years later, on February 2, 2010, Cadbury becomes part of Kraft Foods or Mondelez in a $11.5 billion deal. Until now, Cadbury still hold their place in the market as we can see today, inventing, inspiring and investing in a nation of chocolate lovers for nearly 200 years.
The production of Cadbury begins with the cocoa tree. Cocoa tree produces large cocoa pods that sprout from the tree trunks and the main branches. Cadbury buys chocolate from Ghana in West Africa. The harvesting of cocoa is usually done by hand. When they are ripe, the cocoa pods turn into a rich golden color. The pulp and the beans are then removed from the outside husk. This is the condition of cocoa pods they can harvest. Immature cocoa pods have a variety of colors. The harvested beans will be processed and placed in barrels to ferment and remove the pulp. They are left for 5 or 6 days to ferment. This is when much of the chocolate flavor develops. The fermented pulp trickles away, leaving the cocoa beans behind to be collected. They are then washed in water and dried in the sun. Drying in the sun is preferable to drying by artificial means as no extraneous flavors such as smoke or oil. When drying, the beans are turned frequently. This is crucial because if the beans are still wet, they'll go moldy when they are stored. When the beans are dry, they will be taken to the buying station where the beans are weighed and packed into sacks. In Ghana, the official Ghana Cocoa Board will grade the cocoa according to quality before the beans are taken to the pot. Once Cadbury has selected its cocoa beans, they will be transported to Cadbury's factory. At the factory, the beans are emptied out onto a conveyor belt and thoroughly cleaned and processed. After that, the beans are roasted in a revolving drum called continuous roaster. Hot air is filtered into the roaster as the beans pass along it. It is during this process that you will begin to smell chocolate. The roasted beans are then kibbled, which is broken into pieces, and then winnowed, which means the brittle shells are blown away, thus leaving just the nibs. The nibs are then ground in a mill until they become a chocolate-colored liquid. This liquid is called mess or cocoa liquor. This is the basic ingredients for all cocoa and chocolate products. The cocoa is then mixed with sugar and fresh full cream milk. And lastly, it is quenched so that it will become silky smooth. What happens next depends on what confectionery we're making. To make a chocolate bar, the liquid chocolate is poured into a mold and then it will be shaken to make sure that it fits the mold perfectly and to remove any air bubbles. Quality checks are built in at the end of the production process before baking. This clever machinery is able to automatically check unmolded chocolate bars for appearance, shape, and weight. And finally, it will be wrapped at high speed. 64,800 chocolate bars can be wrapped in just 1 hour.
So, the contribution of management towards development of commercial food products. There are 4 contributions of management. The first one is quality management assurance. Second is well-organized company and factory system. Third is invest heavily in machine. And last one is establishment of research and development team. So the first one is quality management assurance. This functions as to prevent and confront problems that occur during all processing stage by controlling the quality of raw material, such as cocoa fruit. Company must ensure that raw material quality satisfy the governmental standard rules. Therefore, there are some ways to control the quality of raw material and product produced, such as by applying Good Manufacturer Practice (GMP) as the prerequisite program to the implementation of System Plan Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point (HACCP) in a food industry company. A strong management of food industry company always provides their employees with a sense of importance in producing safe food. Not only that, laboratory analysis tests also can be done in order to test if the food product is safe to be consumed or not. Next one is about well-organized company and factory system. Management team staff know their responsibility and always act knowledgeable regarding their job scope. This is important to ensure that company meet the business requirement that comply to the global and local standard. Therefore, company management team always strengthen their commitment during working hours in order to make sure their corporate image, brand name, and product quality always maintained. Next one is invest heavily in machine. The investment in big machine really helps in ensuring the continuous of food production as their product always on high demand worldwide. Not only that, with the help of machine, product's quality can be improved and maintaining the taste of product. Therefore, high-quality chocolate can be produced and managed to reach and exceed buyers' expectations. With the help of big machine, company managed to reduce manpower during processing stage and productivity increases compared to manual production. And the last one is establishment of research and development team. Research and development team are required to do research on any aspect regarding food industry and other relevant information that related with Cadbury Dairy Milk Company. From the research of R&D team, company can know their customers' behavior, customers' choices, and their interest in Cadbury product, and this make new Cadbury product can be developed by the company.
Next, we move to problem faced by Cadbury. Cadbury is a brand which almost everyone knows and very popular in hearts of many people. After that, Cadbury decided to enter Indian market in 1948, but suddenly, in 2003, Cadbury came across a problem of worms in the chocolate bar. In 2003, few instances of worms in its dairy milk bar were reported in Maharashtra, India. In 8 outlets across Maharashtra, worms were found and customers in Mumbai complained about finding worms in Cadbury dairy milk bar. Maharashtra Food and Drugs Administration responded quickly to this case and it seized the stocks of chocolate bar which were manufactured in Cadbury's Pune plant. Cadbury, in defense, issued a statement where it mentioned that problem of worms was not at the manufacturing stage, but the problem arose due to the poor storage facilities by the retailers. FDA denied the statement made by Cadbury. FDA Commissioner Uttam Kubrakit came out with a statement saying it was presumed that worms got into at the storage level. But then, what about the packing? Packaging was not proper or airtight. Either ways, it is a manufacturing defect with unhygienic condition or improper packaging. Due to this event, reputation of Cadbury was hampered. Cadbury sales went down by 30%, which they had expected to increase by 15% due to the negative publicity. First time, Cadbury's advertisement went off air for 1.5 months after the Diwali due to this controversy. In December 2006, the company announced that the cost of dealing with contamination would reach £30 million. And this is the evidence of the problem faced by the Cadbury. There is an article in newspaper about worms in Cadbury bars and photos of the worm controversy.
To summarize, Cadbury is a really fantastic corporation since they prioritize both quality and quantity of their product. Cadbury have done this successfully for over 200 years. The reason they are so successful is because they have a clear understanding of the needs of their customers, consumers, and other stakeholders. Their products' prices are very reasonable and inexpensive, and they know how to lead the market by providing a variety of chocolates, gums, and candies that meet the taste and desire of their customers. We can see how the business manages its employees, raw supplies, and customers. They have employed more than 46,000 workers across 60 countries. Food industry that is already stable and famous worldwide, such as Cadbury, is known to have a perform management. Cadbury's success lies in their management. They use different type of management in order to get best out of their labor and achieve goals successfully. So, to close this discussion, I would like to share with you guys a fun fact about Cadbury. Cadbury actually made chocolates for royalty. In 1855, John and his brother Benjamin, who was also his business partner, received a royal warrant to assume the role of manufacturers of cocoa and chocolate to Queen Victoria. Today, the company continues to hold a royal warrant from Queen Elizabeth II. I think that's all from us. Thank you so much for listening.